What is up, nerds? It is Noah with Table Ready, and this is the Critical Review, where I critically review every episode of Campaign 3 of Critical Role. Today is a doozy. We lose someone special. Today, I'm not going to go through all the fancy animations and editing because it's 3:30 in the morning, I have a midterm today, and it's really an important episode of Critical Role that I want to go through. I also want to make sure that I have enough time to shoot another video because I'm going to go on a 1-week break for my sister's wedding. It will probably be a review of The Legends of Vox Machina since the last episodes are airing this week. And if you haven't already, check out this video. I was able to interview a director of The Legends of Vox Machina, and it's probably the thing I'm most proud of on this channel. So if you get time, check it out. It's about 30 minutes, but it's worth it. Okay, into reviews, theories, and ratings, and then we'll do a little giveaway at the end, so stick around for it. The episode kicks off with a barbarian brawl, and neither of these barbarians are probably what the other has ever seen. The brawl is awesome. Travis, you can tell, is loving every second of it, but even with Letter's help, Ashton catches hands to the point of near death, and if FCG wasn't so polite, there's a chance that we'd be down one member of the party. Moving back inside from the fight, Treshy is speaking to a woman named Mistress or Lana. Nope, I'm not going to try that last name. Lana tried to get some information out of her, lying and saying that she was a Dorolo that wasn't well known, but that lie was seen through pretty quickly. She continued to ask questions about who was in the quorum because that was one of their objectives, but the hard thing is that anyone in the quorum wouldn't tell you if they were in the quorum or if anybody else were. So really she was relying heavily on an insight check, which she failed. The party notices a group of detectives called the Green Seekers, whom I'm assuming were actually there for Robbie or to figure out who destroyed the tower. While all this is happening in the main hall, Fern, Chet, and FCG end up going back to the room with the creepy lady to see what's going on with all these shade creepers. This is after they sent in a couple of guards and let them know that something terrible was happening in there. They bust in the room after hearing sounds of what sounds like the guards getting torn apart. Lady Amith, or Duggar Part 2, traps them in the room and decides it's go time. But the rest of the party ends up showing up, and she bolts after a good amount of combat. The party's able to save one of the guards, but the other dies. After the combat, the party's trying to decide what to do. Stay here and take credit for saving the lives of the guards, just rejoin the party, and they kind of try to do that. But as they enter the main hall, there's a ruckus with someone being arrested for being a thief. Cyrus. Dorian sees his older brother being arrested and freaks, throwing a smoke grenade into the center of the room, creating a large smoke cloud to be able to run into to save his brother. When he runs into the smoke cloud, he actually bumps into one of the guards, and it's looking bad until he grabs him and casts Charm Person. But there's more than one guard, and when the second guard goes to confront him, he gets blasted by the cane of Lord Estros, coming to save the day and kind of incriminating himself, putting himself both feet into this party's actions. The party evades capture, leaves the party, and then heads back to Estros' estate. It's here where Estros offers to get Cyrus out of Marquette, under one condition. Robbie goes with. He has a transport that can get them to Iman. The city's going to be on the lookout for Cyrus, and Dorian looks way too similar to him to be safe. It's a really positive way, I think, for his character to have exited, and leads us into some pretty cool theories. But before we get to the theories about characters coming in and out, I want to talk about one theory in particular. I think that Estros was genuinely disappointed in being pulled back into a life of crime. It's my belief that Estros sincerely wants to do good and turn away from his old criminal past, smuggling people, hurting others, and then getting his name out in the public eye in a negative way, but the party put him between a rock and a hard place. When he finally had to make a decision, he chose the party, but I think that there's still some guilt there. Next, it's not really a theory, but Laudna did let slip that she's Fae touched, which is dope. It turns out that the fight with Ashton really turned into a publicity stunt for Treshy's bodyguard to present them as an alternative to the Chande Quorum to protect Dressar. And this, again, is what we were talking about in previous episodes. Treshy and whoever this alliance is are trying to destabilize Marquette so that they can swoop in and become the new quorum. My last theory is about who is playing in the campaign moving forward. I think there will probably be a span of time where it is just the party, but maybe it's only going to be a couple of episodes. There are a lot of callback characters that they're already kind of working into the story that could come back and play either as new guests that can play a current NPC from campaign 1, or it could be people from EXU. We know that Opal has some really cool backstory stuff going on and current story stuff that could inject very well into the campaign moving forward. I very much doubt that Robbie is the last guest star that we will see on the campaign, and I hope that whoever is in next stays for just as many episodes as he did. Last is ratings, and I want to start off with Matt's really lighthearted review of the previous episode of Critical Role. He knew that there was a lot of confrontation going on with the Robbie and Laura situation, and he just kind of laughed it off and made everybody else laugh about it too. I like that a lot. I'll give you a 7 out of 10 for that. I think it's important to be able to look back in hindsight and say, them's is D&D. Sending Robbie off didn't get as long-winded as I think normally these things do, and I appreciated that, so I will give this an 8 out of 10 just for making it brief, sending him off, and not making it over dramatic. The episode was already over 5 hours long, so it was nice that they got concise, he decided what he wanted to do, and they didn't spend a whole lot of time trying to convince him to do something else. So Robbie self-censors himself during the episodes because he has children, and I love this. It's so wholesome, it's extremely cute. I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. It just makes me like Robbie more. And lastly, Robbie, you as a character and a role player, you're going to get a 10 out of 10 from me. You do something that I think is underrated, which is subtlety. Your character flaws are subtle, your expression as your character is subtle, and you're a believable character. This isn't a knock on Marisha, but I love how she plays Laudna, but it can become a little much when it's that same note over and over and over again, and I'm sure that'll change as her character develops. But it's just a different style of roleplay with Robbie where he's a very realistic, multi-dimensional character that I really enjoyed seeing. So thank you, Robbie. 10 out of 10. You guys can get a 10 out of 10 too by making a mage hand out of that like button. Oh, and also I'm going to be giving away these little stickers here. I'm trying my hand at making these stickers and I'm pretty bad right now. But I figured while I'm figuring it out, I could send all the initial ones that are good enough to send to people out to people. So I would like you to leave a comment in the comment section of what you think my first class and race was in Dungeons & Dragons. The first 5 people to guess correctly my first race and class will get a couple of stickers here. I will announce the winners next episode, so make sure that you're subscribed so you know when that video comes out. That's all. I will see you guys in the future. Peace.